KBLA 1580 AM. Check it out. 1580 KBLA. KBLA AM. 1580 Talk Radio. Progressive.
At KBLA Talk 1580, we're celebrating our 4th anniversary, and this track right here is the gift one of our devoted listeners presented to us.
Where you get some information, get a true education, just to know who, yeah.
How cool is that? Having a member of our KBLA delegation write us a song. Stop it! Our listeners love us and there ain't nothing we can do about it. Wouldn't want to. Thanks to Cardell and everybody else for turning on KBLA Talk 1580. We love you right black.
I'm Zoe Williams, the voice of reason. If your relationship is in trouble, I'm the dude to call. Has your soulmate become your cellmate? Does black love still exist? What are your bedroom turnoffs? Fantasies and fetishes. Financial infidelity. I'm dating a fat person. Are they worth the wait? Trust me, this is gonna be crazy.
How about the heavy stuff?
The child wasn't his, and he still had to pay child support.
It's a very heated topic.
How was that right?
Mama's baby, daddy's maybe.
I just have so many questions I want to ask you.
I just like to kiss. Is there something wrong with that?
Damn!
He told me he had a vasectomy. I'm pregnant.
Betrayal has been committed.
Hit you with the bad pipes routine.
How does he maintain his humposity?
He likes it when it pinches my neck.
Why can't you open up, brother?
I'm a karate man. Karate man rules on the inside. They don't show their weaknesses.
Yeah.
How do you write women so well?
Zoe Williams,
Reason and accountability.
the voice of reason.
Have you ever gone through something difficult that you felt like changed you, like it left a mark that just wouldn't go away? That's the reality of trauma. It doesn't just affect your emotions, it actually reshapes your brain. But here's the hopeful part. That reshaping goes both ways. I'm Dr. Tracy Marks, a psychiatrist, and I help you strengthen your mind, fortify your brain, and build resilience. In today's video, we're going to look at what trauma really does to the brain and how healing is not only possible, but can lead to what's called post-traumatic growth. We'll talk about the science behind how the brain recovers and the kind of tools that help rewire the trauma response. This video is part of a module on overcoming setbacks that's part of my resilience series. And so far, we've talked about bouncing back from disruption and learning from mistakes. Now we're going deeper to the moments that feel like they altered who you are. Before we dive into the brain, it's helpful to understand what trauma actually is. Trauma isn't just about having a bad experience or a very upsetting experience. It's when something overwhelms your nervous system's ability to cope, leaving you feeling helpless, unsafe, or like you've completely lost control. Let's begin with what's happening in your brain when you experience trauma. When you go through a traumatic experience, especially one that involves fear, helplessness, or a threat to your safety, your brain goes into survival mode. And that survival mode leaves fingerprints on 3 major areas of your brain. First, the amygdala. This is your brain's threat detector. It's like a smoke alarm that sounds the alarm or sounds an alert when something dangerous is happening. During trauma, the amygdala becomes hyperactive. And long after the event is over, it can stay that way. And that's why people who've experienced trauma often feel constantly on edge or overreact to things that seem minor to other people. Their alarm system becomes overly sensitive. Next is the hippocampus. This area helps form and organize memories, but trauma disrupts this process. Instead of a clear, cohesive memory, you get fragmented, disorganized impressions, and some details may be missing entirely, while others, like sound or a smell that was associated, can be overwhelmingly vivid. And this is why trauma memories often feel fragmented, like scattered puzzle pieces that don't fit together. Over time, chronic stress can even shrink the hippocampus, which is one reason why memory problems are common after trauma. Then there's the prefrontal cortex, and this is your brain's CEO, the part responsible for logic, planning, and emotional regulation. When you're in survival mode, your prefrontal cortex takes a back seat. The amygdala says, we're in danger, and the prefrontal cortex is temporarily shut down so that you can react fast. But after trauma, this imbalance can become chronic. You may struggle to focus, regulate your emotions, or make decisions because your thinking brain isn't fully online. So what does all this mean? It means trauma isn't just psychological, it's neurological. It changes the way your brain functions, and that's why trauma recovery isn't just about moving on. It's about helping your brain feel safe again and rewiring those disrupted pathways. And here's something important to remember. These aren't signs that you're broken. These are survival adaptations. Your brain responded the way that it was designed to protect you in the moment. And these same mechanisms that helped you survive can also help you recover. And your brain...
Man, Dr. Tracy Marks, man, she be cooking with the rarest oils. Truffle oil, saffron oil, like she cooks with the good stuff. But she's saying the same thing, patterns. You understand? Imprints, right? Imprinted on those three aspects of the brain. We're talking tonight, right, about what we bring to the proverbial psycho-spiritual table. Everybody else is worried about the social table, the societal table, the financial table. Oh, just be nice to me. He got to be kind. Listen. I'm sorry. I don't mean to laugh. But most kind people, and I'm talking about the kind people and not the nice people. Most kind people are rare. You're going to run into a lot of nice people. Nice is a performance of kindness. You know how many broken dudes out here will be nice during the vetting out period and then pop out and show themselves later? Come on, man. What do you bring to the psycho-spiritual table? Women do it too. Women do it too. Will show up as the nurturing, kind, loving sweetheart until they get a real sense of your finances. I'm not saying all women. And there's a type of woman out there like that, just like there's a type of man out there like that. Can we be honest? Nobody wants... Okay. I'm saying, hopefully we bring nothing to the table. And you say, well, Zoe, how is nothing valuable? I'm speaking psychologically. And they say, oh, well, that's impossible, Zoe. No one can do that, right? And I beg to differ, right? Our good friend, Jay Krishnamurti, is famous. He's famous, right, for a famous speech, right? And this speech was quite profound. Speech happened, I think, in August. It was August 3rd, 1929. I thought it was 1928, but I think it was 1929. And in front of 3,000 members, Krishnamurti disbanded a spiritual organization that was built around him with a famous speech called "Truth is a Pathless Land." I maintain that truth is a pathless land, and you cannot approach it by any path whatsoever, by any religion, by any sect. This is my point of view, and I adhere to that absolutely and unconditionally. Truth being limitless, unconditioned, unapproachable by any path whatsoever cannot be organized, nor should any organization be formed to lead or coerce people along any particular path. If you first understand that, then you will see how impossible it is to organize a belief. A belief is purely an individual matter, and you cannot and must not organize it. If you do, it becomes dead, crystallized. It becomes a creed, a sect, a religion, something to be imposed on others. This is what everyone throughout the world is attempting to do. The truth is narrowed down and made a plaything for those who are weak, for those who are only momentarily discontented. Oh my goodness. Truth cannot be broken down. Rather, the individual must make the effort to ascend to it. Truth is not going to bend its knee to your low level of consciousness. This is the great Krishnamurti. What do you bring to the psycho-spiritual table? Hopefully nothing. This is what he means by truth is a pathless land. This is how you tap into that which is unconditional. Nothing but your frequency, your felt presence, and a plate that's finally been clean. You've never been in a relationship with a clean slate. And you've hidden your dirty plates from your new partner. Tell the truth. Right? Am I? Right? Not because you were told to do it. You wasn't told to clean the plate, but because you are no longer hungry for illusions. Only truth will nourish you now. And perhaps in this great unburdening of self, you'll discover it was never about what you brought to the table. It was about what you were willing to leave behind. The sacred sink. Spiritual hygiene as the new relational currency. Are your unwashed emotions. I'm not going to do that to y'all right now. We got callers on the line. Let's get some callers in here. I'll come back to that. The voice of reason is on complete fire tonight. Let's get them in here. Nelton from Houston, Texas. What are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
What's going on, big bro? Zoe?
Man.
You've been speaking to me this week, bro. I'm telling you, man. So when it comes to performative, right, I was raised by women my whole entire life. Moms, older sister, cousins, aunts, right? So I went into my first marriage thinking, okay, as long as I kept the woman happy, happy wife, happy life, everything should be okay. Mm-hmm. Man, boy, was I wrong. Because I had an affinity for women, right? I had a problem challenging women or standing up for myself when it came to women. Mm-hmm. And I saw the problem that it caused for me throughout my, 20s, my early 30s. So, man, yeah, this fire topic right here, man.
Well, no, flip it invert. Don't say standing up to women, right? Say standing up for myself.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah.
Do you see?
Yes.
Because it ain't about standing up to women. That a man doesn't have to stand up to a woman. No. But a man must stand for himself. Right?
Yeah. Yes.
Do you see?
Yes.
And that's the only thing I hear what you're saying. And I get it. It's a process to learn that. Sometimes you get bits and pieces, right? Right? Like, oh, that's how you see me? Oh, you see me as weak? Like, if I'm not mistaken, right? If I'm not mistaken, your wife said this, right? And was like, nah, you got to, you see what I'm saying? So again, sometimes you get bits and pieces being reflected back to you from your partner. Your partner is telling you, hey, if you keep acting like this, I can't be around. Do you see? I think you're stronger than this, and you're capitulating when you don't have to. That's standing up for yourself. That's not standing up to them. What you don't want to do is internalize or internally villainize them, women, right? You don't want to internally villainize them. Like, oh, women, I got to stand up to women. No, I have to stand up for myself when I'm being taken advantage of or when someone is crossing my boundaries. Does that make sense?
Oh, no, for sure. And I noticed that every time I did capitulate, I lost a piece of myself, right?
Sure.
And I didn't understand what that was or why I was feeling like that, but I was like, I'm doing the right thing, right? I'm the good guy. I'm the nice guy, right?
Right. Right.
Selling myself short.
And the information that I'm giving you isn't gender specific. It's for women too, because there are women who don't know how to stand up for themselves, right? It's okay. You understand what I'm saying? But I'm applying this axiom to you, because what happens is, yes, it's one thing to respect women. Sure, as men, we should all respect women, and that is a spiritual thing, right? There's something spiritual in respecting women. And a lot of brothers in this society, not of their own making, not of their own fault, right, have been conditioned to disrespect women. But I'm telling you, there's a spiritual payoff in respecting women, right? That is the womb of the universe. That's what they represent. Now, whether they're healed, whether they're individuated, whether they've done, they've conquered demons within themselves or not, that's their individual path. But every woman you meet, right, is a physical manifestation of this universal portal. And again, if you're having problems with them, trust me, it is pointing back to issues in you. This is how you wind up in the same space as them. You say, how did I get this woman? What in the world? How did she come into my life? Then your other mirror, your wife, goes, you better stop that or I gotta bounce. Right?
Wow.
Right? So the wife is representing your healing process, and she's going, hey, wait a minute. You bending the knee to that kind of behavior? Do you see? Do you see?
Mm-hmm.
Do you see? So this is how this works. Now, your wife is saying, get over to that sacred sink and get your spiritual hygiene together. Right? Are your unwashed emotional dishes contaminating your connections? Listen, brother, if you keep bending the knee to this toxic person, you keep belittling your spirit in front of me, I've got to leave. Do you see? Hey, man, stay with me. When we don't leave, when we come forward, the voice of reason go keep cooking. Let's go.
Reasons. The reasons that we're here, the reasons that we fear, our feelings won't disappear. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
What like you? Yeah.
At KBLA Talk 1580, we're proud to be celebrating 4 years on the air, but we know we could not have made it this far without you. We work hard every single day to curate conversations that will enlighten, encourage, and empower you. So, from all of us at KBLA Talk 1580, a big thank you for your love and support.
You don't know how much you mean to me.
And by the way, if your smartphone did not update automatically, be sure to download our brand new KBLA 1580 app. We think you'll love all the new features, including new ways to send us photos and video in real time, whenever news breaks, while we're on the air. It's a new dawn, a new day for KBLA Talk 1580, and we're glad you're on this journey with us.
You never turned away, you were right there. And I thank you, thank you.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 reminds you that we keep us safe. Every girl deserves a chance to shine. That's the belief behind Forgiving for Living, Inc. Since 1999, this organization has been empowering at-risk girls ages 13 to 18, helping them overcome behavioral and mental health challenges. Founder Wendy Gladney's personal journey inspired the mission to give girls hope and purpose through the power of forgiveness. Through their ambassador program, workshops, and annual conference, Forgiving for Living has touched over 3,000 young lives, providing mentoring, life skills, training, and tools for building self-esteem and confidence. You can make a difference. Visit forgivingforliving.org to donate, volunteer, become a mentor, or find help for a young girl in need. Forgiving for Living, Inc., building brighter futures for young girls. Visit forgivingforliving.org today. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
What are emotions? Emotions are sensations, aren't they? You see a lovely car, or a beautiful house, a beautiful woman or a man, and the sensory perception awakens the senses, doesn't it? Senses, then what takes place? Contact, right? Contact, then desire. Now, thought then comes in, right? Can you end Please listen to this. Can you end there and not let thought come in and take over?
Man, I love Krishnamurti, man. Y'all know, hey, I'm sorry. I got a bunch of favorites. But I think he's Hank Hill. He's king of the hill. Bobby. We're talking about it right now. What you bring to the psycho-spiritual table, man. And it's very heavy. I got a brother on right now, and he's sharing some insight. And I hope you guys are all picking up on it. Nelton from Houston, Texas. Nelton. So,
yes, sir.
So you hear what I'm saying about how relationship as a mirror, in one relationship mirrored some brokenness or dysfunction in you, and then in another relationship, maybe because you healed a little bit, you up-leveled in order to get your wife, right? She was able to call out some further work that you needed to do, something that you needed to clean, as I use the metaphor of the sacred sink, right? Spiritual hygiene as the new relational currency. So now my question to you is she still an advocate for your higher evolution, and has the relationship gotten stronger because you took her advice on that?
Man, Big Bro, let me tell you, yes. And a real big piece, it happened almost a year and a half ago. I was going to start paying child support because I was tired of not seeing my kids, but still had to pay my child support because I'm passive-aggressive by nature. I wasn't going to say nothing to her because I knew what she was going to say to me. So the month came, and then she ended up asking me, she was like, do you pay child support? And I couldn't lie to her, of course, because we share bank accounts. So I was like, man, I don't want to pay, man. I'm tired of paying. She was like, no. I understand, but we're not going to do that. That's not who I married. You're not going to block out blessings. But I was so infuriating because she was so right, Big Bro. But I felt how I felt, and I wanted to just, do the wrong thing for that moment because it would make me feel better in that moment.
Right.
But bro, she wasn't having it, dog. She wasn't having it.
I love it. And then there's one more piece. You got to stop saying, I am passive aggressive by nature. When we come forward, I'm going to dig deeper into that. Don't go nowhere, Nelton. This lesson ain't done, Nelton. Hey, Nelton. Hey. Stay right there, Nelton. Don't go nowhere. When we come forward, the voice of reason gonna keep cooking.
He's on fire tonight. It's the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams, exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Amber Payton with BIN News Now. The White House claims former President Obama tried to sabotage current President Trump after the 2016 election. Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt says newly declassified documents support the claim and show there was no Trump-Russia collusion.
The Obama administration manufactured politicized intelligence, which was later used as the justification for baseless smears against President Trump.
Obama's office called the accusations outrageous and a weak attempt at distraction. Rapper Glorilla is facing felony drug charges after police found a large amount of marijuana in her Atlanta area home while responding to a burglary. She was later released on a $22,000 bond. And several people were briefly detained during a Wednesday night protest for Jabari Peoples, the 18-year-old fatally shot by police in Homewood, Alabama. Led by Black Lives Matter, demonstrators demanded release of body cam footage. Get BIN News now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Joe Buck and John Smoltz welcoming you back to the City Center Convenience Mart. Uh-oh. She's looking at the cigarettes, but she just grabs the gum off the counter. Stand Up to Cancer and Rally want you to reduce your risk for cancer. Go to takeahealthystand.org.
Hey, man. Hey, what's up, What's that station you listening to? Oh, man, you don't know? That's Talk Radio. KBLA, 1580 AM. Check it out. 1580. KBLA AM. Talk Radio. Progressive. KBLA.
At KBLA Talk 1580, we're celebrating our 4th anniversary, and this track right here is the gift one of our devoted listeners presented to us.
Where you get some information, get a true education to know. Ooh, yeah.
How cool is that? Having a member of our KBLA delegation write us a song. Stop it! Our listeners love us and there ain't nothing we can do about it. Wouldn't want to. Thanks to Cardell and everybody else for turning on KBLA Talk 1580. We love you right black.
Yo, it's Zoe Williams, the VOR, and I know you're tired of pretty gems with pretty lies, where people seem to scroll more than they sweat. Well, it's time to level up. Welcome to Huff and Puff, where excuses die and champions rise. Smack dab at 1221 North La Brea on the corner of Fairview. This ain't a photo shoot, it's a battleground. Certified achievers in the game. Trainers who grind with you, not post pictures beside you. Whether you're chasing your next personal record or just trying to outrun your past, this is your sanctuary of sweat. No mirrors, no filters, no fluff, just pain, passion, and purpose. Stop talking, start training, huff hard, puff loud, be legendary. Where folks go to war with their weaknesses. Huff and Puff.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. Worried about eviction? You have rights, and Stay Housed LA can help. Stay Housed LA is a partnership between LA County, the City of Los Angeles, and local service providers. From Lancaster to Long Beach, we're here to help you with tenant education workshops, legal clinics, free legal services for eligible tenants, and online resources about tenant protection laws. Don't face eviction alone. Call our hotline at 1-888-694-0040. That's 1-888-694-0040. Or visit stayhousedla.org. Stay Housed LA, keeping Los Angeles residents in their homes. Stay Housed LA, your rights, your home, our community. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Nearly 7 million Americans aged 65 and older are living with Alzheimer's disease, or AD. But did you know that Black adults aged 65 and older are twice as likely as white adults to develop AD? You may be able to reduce your risk by managing conditions like diabetes and high blood pressure, being physically active, eating healthy, and exercising your mind. To learn more about AD, the importance of early diagnosis and intervention, and a potential treatment option, visit treatalzearly.com. That's treatalzearly.com. This message is brought to you by AZI.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. Perfectly imperfect. Beating in rhythm to the world you've created. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Your life sounds pretty great. Don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzz driving is drunk driving. Don't drive buzzed. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio. That's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams. Only on KBLA Talk 1580.
You preach nervous system regulation until someone hits your trigger, then you're launching emotional nukes like it's the apocalypse. You've sent those dissertation texts, done the spiritual disappearing act, dressed up meltdowns as processing collective trauma. You're having a tantrum and your amygdala's driving. You want a conscious relationship, but think consciousness is doing breath work before you systematically destroy someone's peace, and journaling about your triggers instead of actually catching yourself when your wounded inner child starts throwing. Real self-regulation? Feel your feelings without turning them into weapons. It's, I'm about to lose it, so I'm stepping back. Not, you broke me, now fix it. This isn't stuffing down your emotions. It's not making your nervous system everyone else's natural disaster. Deb Dana's polyvagal work nailed it. Safety isn't conflict-free bubble wrap. It's co-regulation. But that doesn't mean dragging people through your psychological house of mirrors without a map. Sometimes the sexiest thing you can say is, I'm spiraling and don't trust my mouth right now. That's not weakness. That's evolution in real time instead of making your growth everyone else's problem. Because your dysregulation shouldn't have to be their emergency.
Wow. Hey, man, Dog Man is legend. Can you imagine if that was a TV show on Fox? That would be the #1 TV show. I would watch Dog Man. A dog as a therapist, and he's solving people's problems. Somebody gonna steal this and write it, right? It's your idea now. Dog Man as a therapist would be cold-blooded. It would be like a cartoon version of Frasier, but only less about Frasier. But he was cooking. I loved it. Let me get Nelton back in here. I want to get his final thoughts on what we were talking about. Nelton?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so you were making a statement, and I wanted you to give us your final thought on the statement that you were making.
Yeah, so you had alluded to stop saying that I was a naturally passive-aggressive, right? So the reason I say that is because, I naturally avoid conflict or don't like conflict, but at the same time, I secretly prepare for it. So I don't know what would you call that,
What do you mean you prepare for it?
Like, say something has to be, you have to address something, right? And it's like, man, this can go either way. I don't know how this could go. You know what I'm saying? Can I find a way to where I don't have to address it, right? Can I just go past it?
So it's a defense mechanism.
Yes. Since I was a child, yeah,
okay.
For sure.
So, but you do know that was there to protect you as a child.
Okay.
But now you're a married man with kids.
Mm-hmm.
Now, You think they have ever seen you be passive aggressive?
I'm pretty sure they have.
Do you think they're modeling that passive aggressiveness? Do you think they will? Do you think they will use that as a conflict resolution strategy because they've seen Dad do it?
You know, for sure. No, yeah, for sure. You know, because I always had the model that, you know, assume that everybody's watching at all times. So,
do you think you would like to undo it while are they young or are they grown?
Young, 14 to 11.
Oh, so they done had some years. Well, it's never too late. It's never too late, though. You have to turn it around. I've always said this. If you present in a negative way in front of children, I think it's important to give them the opposite experience. They have to have a full circle experience. They can't just have the bad side of Dad. Dad is unaware. Dad is acting out. Dad's being passive aggressive. There has to be a side where Dad kind of confronts himself in front of them. This was wrong. Do you see what I'm saying? And now they're seeing, oh, he's aware of that. Whoa, he don't like that. Oh, he's bringing it to us. I've always tried to create full circle moments for my children. If they saw me lose my cool, especially on the basketball courts, you know what I'm saying? Like, we had to rectify that. We had to have a full circle moment. He had to, you know, my oldest, who's a ball player now, had to see peace be made, had to see apologies made, had to see acknowledgments of wrongdoing, right? In order to have another point of reference, another frame of reference to say, oh, Dad is not just doing these things. He doesn't like them, and he's working to heal them. See, healing in front of your kids, that's a powerful thing. You understand? So they can model healing, right? Because, again, we're pattern-making machines. So if all we have is the infraction and not the correction, do you see? Do you see the pattern that we're establishing? Does that make sense?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. 100%.
All right, Brother Nelson, guess what you just did?
Brought H-Town in the building once again.
Come on, Houston, Texas is on the board. Listen, if you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is call me at 1-800-920-1580 when we come forward. Oh, I got time. Then we go on to Mountain View, Hawaii. John. Come on, Pastor John. Pastor John.
Okay. Sorry
Here we
about
go.
the interruption, and sorry for the pause. I do have live ranges, but let me get this in briefly.
There we go.
The deadly job of choosing your purpose means you have to accept the tools you didn't pick up.
Ooh. Does that mean accept that you don't have them?
Well, if you was claiming the tools you're already using, they're the wrong tools.
Keep going. Go ahead.
Tell them to stand by. Tell them to stand by.
All right.
No. I'm telling the officers in the range to stand by.
I got you.
Okay. Okay. Let me try and make this quick. Because again, it's first off, as a human being, in the eyes of God, you have no lack. Therefore, and furthermore, why are you trying to claim somebody else brings something to the table when, again, you're using the wrong tools at the wrong table? If you have no lack, that means you have everything you have need of. So do they. What happened to you giving them the grace to bring that tool to the table, or at least you pointing it out since you got the mirror?
Since you got the mirror. Okay.
Briefly.
Come on.
If love has baggage, bring the rest of the truck and unhaul it.
I love your approach. Your approach is practical. Your approach is we got work. Let's get to
We
it.
do. We all do. So unload this truck. Now realize the tool that you actually have, space and opportunity, and the blessings that has always been provided to you in love through him. I'm done.
I love it, man. You just brought Mountain View, Hawaii in the building. If you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is call me at 1-800-920-1580. When we come forward, we're going back to Houston, Texas, because we got one of our favorites on the line. Let's get it.
Relationships. Got you confused? Need some straight talk? This is where you get the unfiltered truth about love, relationships, and everything in between. He breaks down relationship dynamics with no-nonsense wisdom and practical advice that actually works. Tackling the questions you're afraid to ask and giving you the answers you need to hear. You're inside the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Some things can steal your sunshine.
Ugh, I just got my hair done.
Sorry, the cooler's broken. Anyone see my flip-flops? Anyone?
But COVID-19 can steal a lot more.
I just took a COVID test. Ugh.
Prescription medications for COVID exist. If you test positive this summer, ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com/COVID-19 to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
There's nothing like when you get that part from eBay and it just fits. Yeah, the first time. So you can do less of this and get right back to more of this. At eBay, you'll find all the parts you need, guaranteed to fit, at prices you'll love. Sounds good, doesn't it? eBay, things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
Imagine a Los Angeles where everyone can thrive, where communities have access to the resources they need to succeed. That's the vision of Detours Mentoring Group, Inc. They're dedicated to improving life in LA County by providing educational support, employment assistance, and spaces for community engagement. By 2050, they want LA to be the best place to connect, create, learn, live, and play. They're working toward an education system that's well-resourced and culturally responsive, becoming a hub for artists and innovators, and making sure everyone has access to healthy food, quality healthcare, and safe housing. It's about building a future where we all have the chance to succeed. We invite you to learn more about their mission and get involved with Detours Mentoring Group, Inc. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
You know you want some more. It's the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
when it comes to the way that things are created in our world and how they travel through our energy system, we can think about the inspiration comes in through the crown, right? Then it drops into the third eye. And this is where you get the vision for whatever it is that wants to be created, that you want to create. Then it comes into the throat. And you say to yourself, will I make it manifest? Will I do it? The throat is willpower. Power. Will I do it? You say yes. It goes into the heart. And you say, well, how do I feel about that? I want to, but how do I feel about it? But also thinking about, as your inspiration travels through, if these areas are blocked, it's going to hit blockages. And this is where the baggage has to be unpacked through each and every one of your energy centers in order to make it through your root where it hits physical. So the heart, how do I feel about that? Okay, I ain't got no wounding here. We good? No wounding around that at least. All right, cool. We can travel down. The solar plexus now asks, can I do it? Am I worthy? Am I enough? And this right here is where so many people's creations start to get slowed down. So say, you do that, you unpack the baggage. Now, the sacral chakra, it comes in, and again, you ask that question, well, what will that actually cost me to have it? What do I have to give up to have it? I gotta set better boundaries. Right here, this is where it's birthed, and then it hits the ground with the root. Now it's in the physical, and now it's like, am I able to be persistent, consistent? Am I able to be consistent with it? This requires action from me. So that's the process. If we think about this energetically, that's the process of creation. So I would ask.
Hey, I loved her chakra breakdown of it in terms of cleansing the baggage, releasing of baggage, processing baggage. I loved every bit of that. Who was that, Andy? In the name of Sweet Baby Sweet Baby Ray's. Anyway, my niece is on the line. I want to get my niece in here. I already know my niece is going to cook with the rarest grease. Attila Phillips from Houston, Texas is on the line. What are your thoughts on this topic tonight?
Yes, sir. So to give you some insight, that lady's name is Zenny Oasis. That's a TikTok video. I will post it in the comments.
Zenny Oasis.
Yes, correct. Mm-hmm. Which is totally fitting for what she said. But I want to talk about something real quick because it honestly is perfect. It matches what she said. So there was a comment made in the chat by Diamond Blue, and he says, if a woman says she's leaving, hasn't she left already in her mind? Maybe.
Maybe not.
Right? You factor in attachment style. It doesn't always work like that. The dismissive avoidant, yeah, she didn't left. She's gone. The anxious preoccupied is the one that's going to be begging you to stay. But that's neither here nor there. I think there is a distinction that needs to be made with heart and head coherence.
Talk to us.
Right? Heart and mind coherence. When she's talking about the chakras, right? Mm-hmm. It's really important that we learn to address that our hearts and minds need to be in alignment with one another, because you'll find yourself making decisions from ego and calling it logic. So, I mean, I'm honestly kind of speaking to my brothers on this, because
talk to
there
us.
Is a, well, I'm just saying there's a heavy onloading of logic. Everything is about this logic and stoicism and things like that. None of that saves you from your wounds, though. If your heart is not in alignment with what you're thinking, I don't care how many stoic, mantras you want to repeat, you're going to find yourself in the same situation with a dirty table. Dirty cycle, spiritual table.
I believe it. But men, how men are. Come on,
So?
We're stubborn. And
okay.
And
you talking to a Taurus.
And not only are we stubborn, but sometimes, and I'm saying men who are unhealed for the most part, they don't like listening to women.
I mean, men don't like listening to men, to tell the truth. If it's not comforting your ego or telling you what you want to hear, y'all don't want to hear that.
I'm just telling you the truth, niece. Sometimes We be so stubborn. We're resistant to healing. We might even attract a good woman who'll be like, "Hey, check it out. Look into that." And we'll be like, "Lady,
Right.
listen, just make sure there's no lumps in the cream of wheat. That's it. That's focus on that."
Right. So you'll be making your own cream of wheat and crying in it.
And crying in it.
And crying in it. Mix it with some tears that you're going to have because you done lost your woman. I mean, like, to me, that's a personal choice. That is a choice, right?
That's true. Yeah.
That's the choice that you've made. So, I mean, I think at the end of the day, though, right, why is the focus on whether or not someone is leaving and whether or not you're staying within yourself? You know what I'm saying? Like, why is the focus external and not internal?
It should always be internal,
question.
but we're not taught.
Right.
Yeah, we're not taught to look inward. Inward is ugly. I mean, listen.
Absolutely.
We're taught that the shadow is dark and black and ugly and repressed and all of this and that. That's not a place people want to go to. And so what happens is, it's the cave. It's the allegory of the cave. I'm not going in there. What? Now imagine you got a woman that's telling you, go into the cave. Huh? Now she's attacking you. Do you see?
Well, and then what's interesting is she might tell you she'll walk with you into the cave and you'd still refuse.
Exactly.
You have to walk in there regardless. It doesn't really make a difference.
But that's what I mean.
But
most of us are self-avoidant, men and women.
Yes.
And
yes, 100%.
And if a self-avoidant man happens to find a woman who would walk with him in his cave, he's going to see that as a setup because he's not healed.
Or an attack.
Right, it's an attack. Like, no, you're trying to get me to go here, and I've been pushing this down. But we had a great example of it tonight in Nelton. His wife helped him see through it. Make sense?
Well, I mean, you know, like how the verse goes, a man who finds a wife finds a good thing. I mean, but I guess my question is, like, where's your vision focused, right? Like, as long as your vision is external, you won't even see the wife anyway.
100%. 100%. Well, you already know what you did, young lady.
I brought Houston in the building. Yes,
yeah.
Sir.
Hey, this was a great week. I appreciate you, niece. And when we come forward, we going to do nothing but more heat for next week. I got so many topics, man. I mean, my niece is a topic machine, like iMac. Do we still have iMacs? Anyway, let me ask you this, Andy. I know I had a song on there. Was there another dinner party record? I love my playlist. Do you love the playlist? I try to, diversify the playlist with different types of music. Should we do a rock playlist, Andy, one day? They not ready for my rock taste, but listen, I'm the voice of reason. I start the conversations. It's really up to you to finish them. We had a great week this week, and I will see you next week with a whole slew of new topics to titillate your thought process. All right, deuces.